And do we want to do questions now, man? What do you think?
Go for it. Do we have any questions out in the audience? Start with this gentleman right here.
Is it up and running?
Use the microphone.
Can
Or
you hear me from here?
you're asking when the school will be up and running?
When is the school going to start?
1/11/11. 1/11/11.
January 11th, 2011.
Yeah, the site is up now. We have some great behind-the-scenes footage. We have this trailer. We have incredible behind-the-scenes photos. And if you go on the site and give us your email, we'll keep you in the loop with this monthly newsletter with sneak peeks of upcoming lessons, more behind-the-scenes footage, just all kinds of candy to keep you sated until January. And we are in full swing in lesson production. We shot an intro to animatronics with Richard Landon last week. Richard, I wish he was here, another one of the lifers from the shop. Tom is shooting his performance, creature and character performance DVD in 2 weeks. Alec is doing his directing creatures DVD in 2 weeks. John and Shane are up very soon with practical and digital hybrid characters, and then Shane's doing a script breakdown for character creators. So we're cranking, and we're going to have a whole bunch available in January to answer your question.
Yes.
Is there going to be a lesson for performance capture?
Absolutely. Glenn Derry, who is one of the guys who was at the shop forever, was a big part of that on Avatar, and we are approaching Glenn to do a cool perf cap DVD. Absolutely.
Any other questions, sir?
This question
Shout it out.
All right. This question is for everyone on the panel. You guys have talked about previously how digital and practical effects working together really produces the best product for a film. Just to use an example, this year The Wolfman came out to the theaters, and it had a troubled production. But one of the more controversial aspects of the film was the physical transformation sequence for Benicio del Toro from Man to Wolf, which Rick Baker, who's done a lot of great work in the past, did a lot of work practically for. And in the end, they decided to go with a more digital approach to the actual transformation. So do you guys find that the directors that you work with tend to shy away from the practical, even though from our perspective, it does make, the combination makes for the best product? Do you find that directors tend to shy away from practical effects and more towards the digital effects?
I tend to find that the more brave directors, or the directors that have a more solid grasp of what they're trying to achieve on the shooting day, tend to want to grab as much practical as possible. The directors that are a little bit more of a novice when it comes to effects have an easier time shooting some empty plates and some silver balls and moving on to the next thing. So it really depends on the type of person, and that's sometimes what we do is we can take a newer or younger director or someone that has had a bad experience in the past and kind of say, look, here's really what we can do. We'll do some tests, we'll find out some things. I'm not really aware of what happened with the Wolfman in terms of, I don't even think they shot Rick's. I was told that they didn't even really shoot Rick's physical stuff. He had a hand in helping to design it. So it might have just been a storytelling thing or a camera move, because all of us will walk away from a shot and say, absolutely, that should be digital if you have a fluid camera movement with an expanding transformation that breaks the boundaries of what a physical effect can do. Absolutely. No one's going to be that foolish to attempt it. So you work individually, and it's case by case. That's really it.
I think the best genre filmmakers know that you mix it up. Guillermo del Toro, he loves practical, and look at the results. Jon Favreau, the smart filmmakers get it, and they'll mix it. And the other filmmakers won't be around long, so.
That's an interesting
question that we put a lot of thought into because we ask ourselves the same question. You know, why does there seem to be an inevitable kind of gravitational pull towards digital? And I think that what we've seen is that, as Shane said, there are directors who will come to you with, you know, quotes from the fans, because you see it all over the internet. You know, I mean, we got an interesting kind of half encouraging, half threatening email, perhaps from one of you, about when we started the thing, the prequel to the thing, and it said, you know, do your best, dig deep. If you don't, we're coming for you. And then at the end it said, no children, no GD digital, except for landscapes and, you know, compositing and things. So there are filmmakers who listen to that, but I think what happens a lot of times is there's a conventional wisdom among studio executives that the easiest way to do this is to shoot a plate and, as Shane said, move on. You're done with that set. You can get out of you can get off the set. Producers sometimes get bonuses for wrapping movies up early. So if they can not spend additional days in their second unit shooting animatronics, it's just easier. You don't have to make arrangements to fly 10 puppeteers anywhere, and you know. So it's easier. It's cheaper in the long run, believe it or not, to do practical stuff than it is to do digital stuff. But there's often a separate budget for post-production that is not considered to be part of the initial funding of the movie. So sometimes they don't even care what the post-production budget is like. So you have all these weird little kind of reasons why things start to go digital. Directors like Jon Favreau and Guillermo del Toro have enough clout that they can insist that a studio allow them to do it that way. Younger directors sometimes will very much want it, but the studio will kind of step up and go, no, you know, and we have this, you know, you're not going to be in Africa with a giant alligator on a track under the water. I'm sorry, you know, scoot along and make the movie, you know, that sort of attitude. So we have to, not only as you know, professionals, we have to educate people as to the value of the practical stuff, not to undermine or undercut or take away from anything that the digital work can do, because it's a fantastic tool. And as Shane said, there are things, you know, that we're not going to attempt. But part of what I think is an opportunity here with this school is to bring a new group of artists and filmmakers. You don't have to necessarily be somebody who wants to make monsters to gain information here, to glean something from these lessons. Because what we want to do is foster an appreciation. You people have the appreciation. We want to broaden that out to filmmakers, to people of all different disciplines, and simply to fans, to let them know that this is a very important and vital tool in the filmmaking arsenal.
Look, here's a great example of a digital practical hybrid over here. Look, that predator has a human head. You can't do that.
I think one quick thought from a visual effects supervisor standpoint. I've talked to a lot of digital artists, and the frustrations that they have when it comes to dealing with things is not so much that it's, you know, having to work within constraints of what was shot. It's the fact that they're being asked to change things radically because either the filmmakers or the studios are afraid to make decisions. And that's the reason why things tend towards digital, is because they don't have a script finish.
Hour script changes.
Yeah, they don't.
And the lead time it takes to build something practical, it takes some time. And then suddenly the script is, well, now it's flying through the air, and oh, really? Okay, it was sitting in a chair before. So then you can't change on a dime. So it becomes a digital shot. But you know, as everyone's saying, this isn't to poo-poo the digital. I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, look at Avatar. But it's to, in this day and age, I think it's to find a way to work hand in hand and to bring all the elements to bear that are going to make the movie the